Hey, what's up YouTube? This video we're going to do a unboxing, setup, and hopefully a couple of test runs here with the Creality Falcon2 22 watt laser engraver cutter. Creality was nice enough to send this to me, so shout out to them. And so they also sent me the rotating kit, so you can actually engrave round things like tumblers. I'm not going to use that in this video, but subscribe, because I'm going to be using it in the very near future. They also sent me an enclosure, so you can actually engrave or cut with an enclosure to keep down, I guess, the fumes or smoke. And that's going to make it hard to film, so I'm going to set that aside for right now as well. And we'll dive into actually unboxing everything. Let me go ahead and move my sign here. And we'll dive into stuff in the box. So we got, some stickers, a little quick operation guide, and instructions. A couple of pieces of test wood. These are some risers. This is if you need to make it higher off the ground. Here, we'll come back to that in a minute. And we have our, I think it's our focusing block, and we set the height of the laser depending on what you're doing. And it's like a part of a power supply. And we have the actual legs right here. And if you want to actually make it higher up, you can put these in between if you need to make it higher off the ground for some reason. And, set these aside for right now. And we have the laser itself right here. And this has air assist, so we have actually an air pump. And then a cord here to plug it into the actual laser. And power supply. Safety glasses so you don't have to engage your safety squints. Little storage case here with a couple of tools, micro SD reader, some extra screws. And looks like maybe keys to unlock the safety switch. We'll jump back into that here in a second. The other half of the power supply. And I'll just get this out of here. All right, silicone tube for the air assist. And this is going to be a plate to set under your laser while you're cutting. This doesn't actually come with a honeycomb bed, but I did buy one on Amazon. And I'll put a link in the description of that, and I'll grab that here after we get this all set up. And we have the laser frame here. Get that out of here. And see if we can just lift this out of the packing. First thing I'm going to do is put the legs on, and one cool thing about this, you see it's pretty big, but it does have on the underside here 3 different positions you can put your feet. So if you have a smaller work table, you can put the feet closer to the middle, and a larger table you can put them on the end there, and that's the same on all 4 corners. And you just want to make sure when you put the feet on that you put them in the same spot. So my table is, I'm hoping this is going to fit next to my 3D printer on my shelf there, is not real big, so I'm going to use the closest ones to the center. And I'm not going to use the risers for right now. I don't think I need them. So I'm going to go ahead and get all 4 of these screwed on. And now that the legs are on, we'll get it set back down. Next, we're going to get our air pump set up, and it does have a little rubber plug. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. It comes off like so. And we're going to take our silicone tube from the machine, and we're going to go ahead and connect it to our air pump. Like so. Then we're going to plug it into the machine, and the power plug and the adjustment knob for the air pump is right here on the bottom left corner of the machine, right here. And go ahead and plug it in here. Next step, we're going to go ahead and mount the laser on the rail here. And to do that, it has a little bracket, and it's just going to slide on. And I'm going to lock it down with the thumb screws. Like so. Next step is to plug the laser into the machine. And we have a plug right here, and it can only go in one way. I'm going to go ahead and just click that in. And next step is on the top of the laser, there's another little plug here that opens up. And our silicone tube from our pump will just connect right there. So go ahead and do that. Making sure it's slid all the way on. Next step is some cable management. They got some Velcro strips, and there's also some spares in here if you need extras. And we're just going to go ahead and just secure the silicone hose and the connector. Now that I've got my cables how I like them, it's time now to put down the steel plate that we're going to put underneath it and the honeycomb bed that I purchased on Amazon. This plate came with the printer, but my honeycomb came with one that's a little bit bigger, so we're going to move this out of the way and put down the slightly bigger one that came with my honeycomb bed. And once again, links in the description for this. And here's my honeycomb bed. I did have to raise the laser up to fit this underneath. Now, next step is going to be to hook the laptop and Lightburn up to the printer, hook power up, and connect it to Lightburn. So I've got our power block and power cord, and this is going to plug into the side of the printer right down here. And next step is going to be to turn it on. The on switch is right down here in the corner. And a couple things to check before you do that. You do have a keyed safety lock with a little barrel key. You want to make sure that is in the on position. And your safety stop, if you had an emergency shut off, you'd be actually just mashing this down to release it. Make sure you turn it and that it's actually up. And I'm going to go ahead and press the on switch, and it should turn on, run the pump for a minute, and then we'll see if we can get it connected to Lightburn on the laptop with the supplied USB cable. And powering up, and the pump is running, and I believe in a few seconds that's going to stop, and we'll go ahead and see if we can get it actually connected to Lightburn. And we got our USB-C cable, and it plugs in on the right here, right above the power plug near where the USB card would go if you were going to run it on a USB card. Go ahead and plugged in and plugged into my laptop. And it has found it, so I'm going to click add device. And it's asking me to name my laser. My 3D printer's name is Bob, so we will call this Bill. And it wants the dimensions of the work area. Asking me now where I want the auto home to be, and front left seems as good a spot as any. And our build plate 400 by 415, our build size. And we are now finished with setup. And just full disclosure here, I guess we'll call this part 2. It's been a couple of days since I started this. When I tried to run my initial speed and temperature check, the text was all inverted, and so I had to go on to Lightburn and figure out how to fix that. And then also figured out too that the material doesn't really stay down real well if it's not completely flat, which some of this wood's not. It's real thin, so I went on Amazon and got some of these little hold down clips here, which I'll put a link in the description to check those out. Let me show you real quick how I fixed the mirrored image, and then we'll go ahead and we'll run a temperature and speed test, and then see if I can engrave a PNG. So in Lightburn, to fix the thing where the text was engraving inverted or mirrored, there's a little wrench icon. To click on that, and then you have origin settings. And so I had to actually change the numbers here. I had to swap the 415 and 400. I had to swap them around, and that seemed to actually fix it. So now it'll engrave where you can actually read it. So from here, let's go ahead and we'll do a speed temperature check. And I did download off the website the recommended parameters for this laser engraver. And so we're going to run a test just kind of based on that. So to do the material test, I'm going to go ahead and go up to laser tools, material test, and I'm going to do 10 passes. And my speed, I'm going to go ahead and just do 3,000 to 10,000. And power, we're going to go ahead and do 20% to 60%. And the next thing we got to do is we need to go to material settings. And we want to change from line to fill. And I go to text settings and line to fill as well. And so now that we've got that all set up here, go ahead and we can frame our material, frame our test. So that looks good. So now I'm going to go ahead and just put these clips in and kind of just lock the material down on 3 corners. Now I've got the material clipped down. Go ahead and hit start and it'll run our test. All right, the material test is done. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. All right, this is very cool here. It just shows us, we get focus here. Now I had to move it and start it over, but that's why the words are like this. But anyway, see it running here. And you can see where it starts to actually kind of cut into the wood a little bit, as opposed to just marking the wood. And then all the way at the end here to actually cut all the way through it. But very cool, it's be very helpful. And then now next thing I'm going to try to do is actually take a PNG file and actually engrave that. And I'll just stick that up in the corner here, I guess. There's no sense in wasting some more wood since we're just messing around with it. So back into Lightburn, and I've got the logo of one of my other YouTube channels opened up here, the board lock picker. And I'm going to go ahead and just make it smaller just so it's a little bit faster. Right now it's at 140 millimeters by 140. I'm just going to reduce it down to 40 and 40. Then going over to cuts and layers here. And I'm going to actually just do this 6,000, just fine on the speed. I'm going to reduce the power down to about 35%. And I'm going to go ahead and hit frame, and we'll just see where it's going to actually go on the laser honeycomb bed here. Keep wanting to call this thing a 3D printer. So now we'll go ahead and frame it. That just shows us where it's going to engrave, and I'm just going to move the wood under that spot here. I've got it framed where I think I want it. I'm going to pin it down now with my pins here. All right, our project is done running here. Let's go ahead and check it out. And it successfully burned my board lock picker logo onto the wood. Very cool. And now that I've successfully burned some wood as a beginner, all that's left to do now is join all the Facebook groups and then act like a know-it-all now that I've done this for 10 minutes. But joking aside, just like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some videos with the rotating kit, doing some tumblers. And I did buy some metal business cards to try out. So I'm going to be doing a lot of videos here coming up with the Creality Falcon2. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments, and also check out the links that are in the comments if you want to check out any of the stuff in the video. And I guess that's really all I got to say on this one. Till next time, we'll talk to everybody later.